hatchlings, it's Jasmine the Flower Dragon here, and today I'm going to be doing an about me, get to know me kind of tag. I know that there's so many out there and I honestly don't know where to start, so I'm just going to be walking back and forth to my computer. I mean, I'll edit it so you don't have to see that, because I'm recording on my phone, and usually if I had another camera I could use my phone to like look at the questions, and I can't be bothered writing them down and my computer's just there, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I think this one is called the get to know me tag or something like that. So yeah, let's begin. So there's 30 questions in this tag total. So number one, where did you grow up? I grew up in Adelaide, South Australia. I grew up down south, so near the beach, in Seaford Rise, I think it was called. Number two, where do you currently live? I still live in Adelaide, South Australia. I still live near the beach, but I'm more like central now as opposed to down south or up north or east or west. I'm like kind of more central but like near the coast. Number three, who is your best friend? I feel like this tag is like kind of geared towards like younger people. I don't know, I don't know what like really whether like best friend is like really a thing when you get older. Like your friends are your friends, you know. But my closest friends would be Bree, and Peter. You've probably seen both of them if you've been following me for a while, but those are my two like best buddies. And then of course like my loving partner Julian as well. But yeah, those are like my homies. Oh, and my friend Ness, but she's moved to Melbourne now. But yeah, those are probably like the four people. My mum always said that if you can count your closest friends on like one hand by the time you get to her age, then you're doing well, and they've stuck around for a very long time. So yeah. Number four, how tall are you? I'm pretty sure I'm either 5'3" or 5'4". So I'm like average height, maybe just a little bit shorter than average height. Sorry, my cat is like meowing really loudly in the background. She's old and senile and it's very annoying. Why are you like this? Please be quiet. There's no one there. She just sits like right there and just stares down the hallway at nothing. And apparently my housemate reckons that she does not do this when I'm not home. Like if I'm not here, she doesn't do it. So she's literally doing it to get my attention, I don't know. But it's very annoying and I hate it. Stop. Stop. Like even if I put her on my lap or pat her or whatever, she jumps down after 5 minutes and then goes out there and does it again. But yeah, I have taken her to the vet about it, and the vet didn't really know what to tell me. It's just like, she's a very old cat, because she's like 20 years old. And it could be like a number of things. She doesn't have anything wrong with her blood. She doesn't have a urine infection. She's got nothing wrong with her per se. So she's probably just losing her marbles. One thing they don't tell you about, like when you get a pet, like, and they're with you for life, especially if it's a cat or a dog, this kind of thing can happen. And it can be very upsetting for the both of you because there's not really much you can do about it. Please hush, please. Let me record this video, just please. So if you hear that going on in the background, I'm just gonna ignore it because there's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry. Question 5, cats or dogs? I mean, as you can see, I have cats, but I like both. If I could have a dog, I would. I don't know, I've never had a dog before, so I don't know like how much like work they are and stuff. Cats are for the most part pretty self-sufficient until they get to Salem's age, and then they kind of start losing it. You got to take a lot more care of them, you know, you got to brush them, make sure they're eating and drinking properly, make sure they're going to the toilet properly, and just giving them like as much attention as you can, and then sometimes just leaving them alone. Like I've just put her in my room. I don't like her being in there alone because she doesn't really have a lot of control over like her food process, I guess. Like, so she just throws up sometimes. Like one time, like I just made my bed and cleaned all my sheets and it looked really nice, and then she threw up all over it, and I'm talking like, it was like a meter long, like this throw up that on my bed, and I was like, from then on I was like, yeah, I can't have you in my bed anymore. Like, I can't risk that. Like, I have to sleep here. I don't want like pee and poo and vomit everywhere. And then there's kids yelling around out there, and then Vera's carrying on, like stresses me out. If you're a pet owner, this they don't tell you about the ugly side of pet ownership, and there's a lot of it. They are very cute, but they are super gross and super annoying. So, and cats, from what I understand, they don't do well with any kind of negative reinforcement. You can't do that like at all. You have to, it's like, you have to be really patient with them, and like give them rewards and stuff whenever they're doing something that you do like, and then hopefully they'll continue to do it. It's a lot easier to teach this to them like as a kitten, but when they get old, like Salem, they start to lose their mind a little bit. This this questionnaire has ended up turning into just a lecture about cats and like pet ownership, but yeah, can you tell I'm exhausted? Like, but yeah, there's not much you can do about it. You can take them to the vet, see what they say, make sure you get all their checks and shots and everything done. But at the end of the day, when they start to deteriorate and get old, there's really not much you can do about the symptoms. And you know, you don't really want to put down a cat that's unwell. Like, they're not really unwell, they're just, you know, not all there up here. Number 6, funniest moment throughout high school, which is why I think that this is more geared towards like younger people. I haven't been in high school for like almost a decade. I honestly couldn't tell you what the funniest moment is. I can remember all like some of the most embarrassing moments. I remember when we had sports day, I don't know if you guys have that where you are, but in Australia we have a thing called sports day, and everybody has to be part of all these different like Olympic like events and stuff. Like, it is mandatory, you can't like not do it. So I had to run a marathon, and I was in like, because we were allowed to wear whatever we wanted, and I was like, you know, such a like goth kid, and I was wearing like these platform shoes, and I had to run this marathon, and I like it was a big school, and there was like a lot of people like in this grand stadium thing. Everybody was watching, and there was like, you know, like a video feed and stuff like up close and stuff, and I stacked it in front of the like whole school. And then like my friend like Nikki like came to like pick me up, and like I ran the rest of the way, but like my knees and everything was just like, because it was like a proper like, you know, professional racetrack that like Olympians run on. Like, it's not soft, like yeah, so that sucked. So I don't really remember funny moments. I remember really cringy, horrible, never want to relive that again in my life moments. Does that tell you more about my high school experience? Wasn't great. Number 7, what year were you born? I feel like this should have been one of the first questions, because then you can kind of gauge like what questions are more geared towards you. But I was born in 1989, and as you can tell behind me, I have a great love for anything that was like 90s, because I'm a 90s kid. Grew up in the 90s. Love My Little Ponies. Would like to show you more of the rest of like my stuff, because I have a lot. Number 8, have you gone to college? Now, college, I'm assuming, is like university here. So when you finish high school, you move on to either TAFE or university. TAFE is more like hands-on trade skills, and then university is more like degrees. So I did do TAFE. I did a retail course and a hairdressing course. Hairdressing ended up getting me absolutely nowhere, so I ended up just going into retail, and that's what I'm doing now. I did go to uni to study visual art. Absolutely hated it and dropped out before the first semester even ended, and I'm still having to pay HEX fees, even though I didn't even complete the degree and I was out before the cutoff date. That's how much the government gives a shit. So I'm very like almost anti-education in a way, because I think that it shouldn't be anywhere near as expensive as it is, or it should be government funded, and a lot of it isn't. And yeah, you're not guaranteed to get a job either. So you can do all that study for like 4 or 5 years and be struggling to live, and you might not even get a job out of it. So can you tell that I'm like really cynical about it? I mean, if you have done it, like props to you. It is really hard and good on you if you like made something of yourself out of it. But yeah, that didn't happen for me. So I'm just doing my own thing. Just working a job that's like bearable and doing what I love, you know, on the side behind the scenes, like as a hobby. And if I could make my hobby a career, that would be great. If I could do full-time content creation, dream come true. Number 9. What is your favorite drink? I have lots of favorite drinks, but I'm not a huge like drinker, and I don't mean that as in like alcoholic drinks. I mean that as in like if I have a drink, I have it in a tiny little cup, like a tiny like kid size cup, because I just can't drink big drinks of stuff. Like I can't drink big tumblers or anything. So usually my drinks of choice would be like tea, coffee, juice, particularly like apple juice or like a orange juice or a mix of like apple mango or something like that, or like banana nectar or mango nectar or something like that. Like I do like really like juice. Love vanilla Coke. That's probably my favorite soft drink. I love bubble tea, but the bubble tea that I like is like black black tea with strawberry soy milk and strawberry popping pearls. That's my favorite like cha time, which is like a bubble tea place we have here. That's my order. That's what I get. Yeah, and I think that's like, oh, I do like chocolate soy milk and stuff like that. Like at the moment I've been drinking this like Oatly chocolate soy milk, like, oh no, it's not soy milk, Oatly chocolate oat milk. It's called Oatly, the jasmine. But yeah, just those are all the kinds of drinks that I like, I guess. Number 10. What is your favorite spirit animal and why? I don't really think I'm like any animal at all, to be honest. Like I don't really like look at a creature and be like, yeah, I relate to that creature, that's who I am. Like if I ask someone else, they'd usually probably say like maybe something like a cat or something like that, but yeah, I don't really have a spirit animal. Okay, number 11. You're wearing a perfume. What scent is it? This is my scent. This is what I wear. This is the stuff. So I either will wear this, because I stockpiled up on it because it's actually discontinued, so it's really hard to find. But it's Chi Chi warm vanilla sugar. So it's a very like sweet, lolly kind of a smell, and I love the smell of vanilla. Or I'll be wearing like a Hello Kitty sweet body spray. But yeah, that's my scent. I do actually, like when all of these run out, I will try to find more. If I can't, I want to try Eden Perfumes, which is like a UK brand, but they like mock bigger brands that test on animals, which is great. So then you can like get it without, you can get the same product without the cruelty. I don't understand why so many perfumes are tested on animals. It's ridiculous and it needs to stop. Like, just don't, maybe. But yeah, so I wanted to get some of their Britney Spears scents, because I used to wear like the Britney Spears Midnight Fantasy, which has a very like fruity sweet smell, and those are the kind of smells that I like. That's the palette I like. Number 12, tea or coffee? I would say tea, because I'm pretty sure coffee doesn't sit well with me. I get heartburn and I also have problems with migraines, and caffeine is just not the best thing to have when you have those issues. So yeah, I probably would prefer tea over coffee. I do like coffee. I prefer coffee if it's sweet and it's like made professionally. I don't particularly like instant coffee at home. Like it just never really tastes as good. 13, what are your life goals? My main goal is to own my own home, which is really hard when you're like kind of living on the poverty line. Like obviously have a roof over my head and like food in my stomach, so that's like the #1 priority. But that's like, if you think about it, that's like basic human needs met, right? Like there's got to be more to life than that. And like rent prices are just so high, and then like all rent money is just dead money, you know. Like imagine being able to put that money into your own home. So that's one of my biggest goals. But another goal would be to be able to get out of working in a job that I don't want to work in and doing, like I said, full-time content creation, like doing something that I actually enjoy, like arts and crafts and making videos and gaming and streaming, dancing, singing, whatever it is. If it's creative, like I love it. Like toy collecting, like my partner's like started making his own business where he resells, so he like mostly retro gaming stuff, because basically you can fund your own collection by thrifting other stuff and like making a profit, and then you can use that profit to like build your own collection, and a lot of like gaming, like retro gaming collectors do that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Like I just want to be able to make like a comfortable living with, you know, the skills that I have and the things that I enjoy. And also, number one, I just want to be happy. Like I want to get through my life just, you know, not being miserable and being as like happy as I can. Like, isn't that the goal? But yeah. 14. What sports do you play or have you played? Back in high school, I used to play netball, and I was like full-time netball. Like we do like our training nights, and then every Friday we had a like professional game against like other players, and it was like a whole rank system and everything. We got trophies and stuff. I really enjoyed that. I started it because my cousin did it, and it's so weird because like I don't talk to any of my family anymore, like not even my cousins or anything. Like a lot of them like just removed me on Facebook, so I was just like, I don't know what I did to deserve that, but like whatever. So long as they're happy and I'm happy, like I don't care like whether it's like we're in each other's lives or not, you know. Happens, like, you know, don't hold it against other people if they don't want anything to do with you. Like everybody has their reasons in their own life. Like sure, it sucks to be like on the receiving end of that, but you know, it happens. Live and let live. And like I just don't care anymore. But yeah, so netball, and I think when I was younger I used to do swimming lessons a lot. My mum actually wanted to put me into squads and synchronized swimming because I was really good at it, but like never ended up doing it. And I know this isn't a sport, but I used to also do acting classes. I used to do like drama school as well. So that was kind of my extracurricular activities. 15. Have you read any books that have changed your life? I'm sure if my bestie Pete answered this question, he'd probably tell you yes, but for me, no. I'm not really much of a book reader. I used to be when I was younger, but there's never a book that I've read that's gone, oh my god, I'm changing my whole view on life. Like, oh my god, like, I'm very much like, I don't know, follow the beat of my own drum. Like, I just like, I don't know, I just do what I want. I'm not like heavily influenced by like other people or anything like that. My opinions are always like subject to change and stuff, and I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know how to explain it other than that, but no, that's never happened to me. I've never had a life-changing moment from reading a book, unfortunately. 16. What is your favorite movie? I used to always say that my favorite movie was Kill Bill. I love that movie, and I love Quentin Tarantino movies, and like I used to really be into the whole like revenge, like action drama kind of like movies. Now not so much. Like now that I've realized that that kind of content really affects me in like a negative way. Like I used to really love like horror movies and stuff. I was a huge horror movie buff. I mean, I'm still like a movie buff, and I will watch horror movies, so provided I have like someone with me to watch it with me, because like it does really affect me and like will affect my sleep and stuff like that, and just how I feel generally. Like I need to watch happy, positive content, because if I don't, like I just end up in a pit of despair. So yeah, it used to be Kill Bill. But I don't know, I like movies that have happy endings. I don't know, there's a lot of movies that I like. If you want to know more about like the movies I've watched and what I think about them, I'm gonna do more movie ratings, TV show ratings, and anime ratings, because those are the kinds of things that I watch. But I don't really feel like there's anything recently that I've watched that I've been like, yes, like this is my favorite movie. The last time I really felt like that about a movie was two times. They were more like drama kind of horror movies, I guess. Which one of them was called Tau, and that's on Netflix, like TAU, about like a woman that gets kidnapped, and she by this man, and this man is like really smart and like makes this robot that like basically does everything for him, and the robot like she ends up befriending like the robot to kind of get out of the situation or whatever. It was just really well done, and you should watch it. So that was really good. There was another one, I can't remember what it was called, about like an Asian man and his daughter goes missing. I saw that at the movies, can't remember what it was called. I'll look it up when I'm editing this movie and I'll put it somewhere on the screen what it was called, but that was an excellent movie. I thought that was really well done. Yeah, so I don't know, I don't really have a favorite movie anymore. I rewatched the Barbie and the Rockers movie. Love that movie, can sing that movie from like back to front. Like yeah, I don't really have a favorite movie anymore. 17. Who are your favorite YouTubers? I only follow 10 YouTubers at a time because I don't like to overwhelm myself with too much content. Like I currently have like 800 plus videos on my like watch later list. So basically if I follow a YouTuber, I want to watch all of their content from like start to finish. So I'll watch it from like their very first video to their most recent video. So the people that I follow, Kelly Eden, Madeline Olivia, ALB in Whisperland. I used to follow her other channel, but she doesn't really upload content to it anymore. So, Sarah Jane TTV, she's a Twitch streamer, and she is the leader of the stream team that I'm in, and she's like amazing, and you should go watch her content if you like gaming content. She's great. Who else do I follow? Pixie Locks. It's 5 more, Jasmine, why can't you remember them? Alexa Paletti. I love her content, she's like super positive. Like if you need really positive content, for the most part, Alexa Paletti is like the way to go. I would also say Pixie Logs, but she does cover hard topics sometimes. And Madeline Olivia is pretty positive too. I mean, all of them are. If I really think about it, like I try to stay away from like really negative content. Like I used to watch like things like Loey Lane and like Surviving Life and stuff, and like I don't know, some of the stuff in there is just like way too much for me. I can't. I want to be happy, like and like Eugenia Cooney and stuff like that. Like I can't be around that content anymore. So there's 4 more. Who else? Bailey Sarian. I love her content, like even though that is like really dark content, like I just like the way that she talks about it, and I like her makeup tutorials as well. Lovely Law for the Lolita content, and also Scarfing Scars for Lolita content, because even though I don't have like a Lolita cord, I really do eventually want to have one day. It's just that I have so many things that need to be paid for, I just really like can't afford it, but as soon as I have the money I will start getting more into Lolita. I just have a lot of interest, and it's kind of like you always have to sacrifice one thing to get another, you know what I mean? Like I just spent like like $160, almost $170 today paying an artist for some branding work that I want to have done, so stay tuned for that. I'm really excited about it. And I'm gonna have like sub badges and sub emotes soon on Twitch as well that are getting made by the same person. And who is the last person that I follow? The last person that I follow is Beisha, which is one of my old friends from high school that does anime art. She doesn't do commissions, unfortunately, otherwise I probably would have contacted her to like pay her to do my like stuff. But yeah, those are my 10 favorite YouTubers. You can say top 10, but I only follow 10 people. There's also my mum's channel as well, which is like, I think it's like Neurodiverse Family Adventures or something like that. So if you want to learn more about having children on the spectrum and how that having a neurodiverse family, then yeah, maybe check that out. Good family content for neurodiverse individuals. you're welcome for that shout out, mama. But yeah, so those are my favorite YouTubers. 18, do you speak any other languages and how well? No, I don't. I can understand some Spanish, some Japanese, but I don't speak any other language other than English. I can kind of understand some things, but not very well. 19, are you single or taken? As you guys know, I am taken. I am happily taken. I love my partner. His name is Julian. Yeah. 20, what is your idea of an ideal date? Probably the date not date that my partner took me on before we got together. He didn't tell me it was a date, so that was like his first mistake. I wish he had just asked me, but he just said, you know, do you want to catch up? Instead what he actually meant was, I would like to take you out. So we went out for coffee. We were at the coffee shop for like 3 hours talking, went for a walk on the beach, then we had a takeout like Asian food for dinner, watched some movies, and then we went on a night walk. Yeah, and then I like got rained on. He like covered me like with his jacket and stuff, and like, and I don't know, it was like all romantic, and he didn't end up, like, he ended up crashing that night, and he didn't end up like kissing me until like the next day, like nothing even happened. But it was really lovely, and it was like one of my favorite stories to tell, because it's a nice way to like, because I'd like met him before but didn't really remember it, and we spoke online and stuff, so that was really like the first time I ever met him, and it was like a really good experience. So yeah. So that's my idea of a perfect date, I guess. Also, like, you know, going out for dinner or something like that, like going out for dinner, nice walks. Oh, he also gave me, like, when he walked in the door, like when I opened the door, he gave me like this unicorn plushie, which I still have. It's in my bedroom. I'll just go get it. So this is the unicorn plushie that he got me, and I was just like, and that was kind of my first inkling of like, is this a date? I think this is a date. And then when he was like paying for like my coffee and food and stuff, I was like, this has to be a date, right? But yeah, this is Stuart. This is the unicorn plushie that he got me. Number 21, I think. How long was your longest relationship? Pretty sure it was just over 2 years, and me and Julian will be coming up to that soon, so he will be my longest relationship. 22, how would you describe your fashion sense? I mean, I guess my fashion sense, I always call it alternative fashion, because I'm not really like a specific thing like goth or Lolita or anything like that. I like all that stuff, but I also like, I don't know, I'm a mixture of like the pastel aesthetic and like the dark aesthetic, and then like I kind of like mush it into one. This is called lazy aesthetic. This is called just got out the shower and I'm still like just wearing it, I don't know, a sweater and like leggings. Like, it's so comfortable. I wish I could just get away with wearing that all the time, but like I like being cute and like wearing skirts and like thigh highs, and you know, but I'm a huge fan of like wearing sweaters and stuff. Just meowing again. She just wants to be in my room alone. Like, that's the only way she's stopped. 23, what is your go-to hairstyle? This. It's just because my hair is like long. Like, I used to have I used to have bangs, and then they grew out to a side fringe, and now it's just kind of like just a whole side part. So I part it on the left hand side because I think that's the side that like suits me better. Like, I don't know, everybody has like that good side, but this is like pretty much it. Hair down, side part. I will be making a video, and I have uploaded some pictures of hairstyle ideas, like what you can do depending on the length of your hair, and like as my hair grows out. I always prefer long hair. Ideally I want my hair to be like, you know, past boob length, like that's, you know, even waist length is what I'd like. I do like pigtails. I like half up, half down hair. Yeah, any kind of pigtail, low, medium, high. I like little buns, like little space buns. And I love bangs. I will get bangs cut in eventually because I just feel so much cuter when I have them. But yeah, this is pretty much the go-to if I'm like not doing anything, can't be bothered. Like, this is how you'll probably see me on stream most of the time. No makeup, hair like this, usually wearing like a comfy sweater, or I'm wearing my pajamas. Like, I don't know, I feel like there's no in between. There's either like me all glammed up, all out, full on alternative wigs, eye contacts, whatever. And I recently got eye contacts. I need to get eye contact solution. No, eye drops. I got eye contact solution, I didn't get eye drops, because when you take them out, like, your eyes do get really sore. I do have really sensitive eyes. But I will start wearing eye contacts again because I love colored contacts. Really good for photos and stuff. You don't have to wear them every day, and I don't go out very much. I'm very much a homebody. I like being at home. If I'm with my partner, like, we'll go out like and do like geocaching or like shopping and stuff, but for the most part I used to love shopping and now I hate it, and I've gone off tangent. Question answered anyway. 24. How many siblings do you have? Like I said, I don't really talk to any of my siblings except my like youngest brother. So I have 3 siblings. I have my sister, my brother, and then my very youngest brother. 25. What is your go-to fast food order? I'm vegan, so it makes it kind of difficult, but we do have a lot of vegan fast food here. Actually at the like petrol station, the ex-convenience, they've just introduced like a vegan like burger that like looks kind of like a double whopper or something like that. So I'm keen to try that. Usually I just go to Lord of the Fries. I get like their nuggets, or I'll get their Biggie burger, which is basically like a Big Mac. Yeah. And if I get pizza, I just get, I don't know, vegan pizza. I think the one I used to get like the cheeseburger one because they had a vegan cheeseburger, and that was so good, but they got rid of that. And that was from Domino's. I don't know, I don't really get anything else. Like if I go to like this Vietnamese place, I get like a bun bowl, which is like these really yummy spring rolls and like this noodle salad thing that's really yummy. I like bubble tea. I don't know, I don't really have a go-to fast food order because when you're vegan, like it's not like you can just go to like anywhere. Oh, I can eat fries and stuff. Like if I go to Macca's, I can get fries, but I don't know if you can in America. I think the fries are like have animal fat or something in them, but they don't here. So there's a lot of options, but like I don't really have a go-to fast food order because there's no real go-to fast food restaurant for vegans except Lord of the Fries. And if I go to Lord of the Fries, I get a Biggie burger, get nuggets, get fries with like gravy. Yeah, coming to the end of it now. 26, PC or Mac? PC Master Race. 27. What is your most memorable childhood memory? And I don't know if I really feel comfortable answering this question because my childhood was very traumatic. So a lot of the stuff I remember isn't great. I'm sure there's good stuff in there, but it's like so blocked out, and like I've gone through so many therapy sessions where I've like spoken about stuff that it's gone to the point where like I don't really want to remember my childhood. The best parts of my childhood was like probably when my mum would like play with me like with like my dolls and stuff, and like when I could just like escape from reality, which is why I think like, you know, all the good stuff in my childhood was like My Little Ponies and princesses and Sailor Moon and like, you know, fairies and mermaids and castles, and you know, it was fantasy. It was fantasy stuff because you're living in a world that like you have no control over. I don't know what to tell you, but I don't really have, my most memorable memories are not good ones. 28. What are your morning and evening routines? Morning routine, get up, look at phone until I wake up properly, have breakfast. Well, I usually feed the cats. Feeding the cats is like the first thing I do because they get fed at like 6 a.m. in the morning. And I feed them again at like 6 p.m. at night. Yeah, food, shower, get ready, sit on computer, do stuff on the computer, or if I have plans that day, I go out and do the thing, or I go to work or whatever. When I come home, like it's usually do the dishes, do all my cleaning and stuff, do a workout, have a shower, then get into like my content creating stuff. That's pretty much my routine, and then I will go to bed. That's it. 29. Do I have any bad habits? I mean, everybody has bad habits. I surely do because I have a lot of mental health disorders, and issues, and you know, you just work through it, I guess. I think one of the things that I do a lot of the time is like part of like BPD, which is splitting, which is like where you basically like change your opinions of people really quickly. They can be your best friend, and then they can be your absolute worst nightmare, and they're your enemy. Another thing I do is like procrastinating. I procrastinate a lot. Like I get in these like manic moods where I'm like so motivated and I'm doing the thing, and don't stop me because like I won't be able to do the thing if you don't let me do the thing right now. Yeah. And then I just get into these moods where I'm just like, I just can't be bothered. I don't want to do anything. I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing. Or I just vague out and I'm just like staring into space and I'm like not really doing anything. I don't know, I guess I get like snappy and impatient like sometimes. It's just like, I don't know, like BPD is almost like this, it's not, but like it's very similar to having, like the only way it's easy to explain it to other people is like having like a severe mood disorder where like your what's happening doesn't really match your mood. Like the smallest thing goes wrong and it's like people think it's like way blown out of proportion, but in your mind like it's absolutely not. Like if you're mad, you're really, really mad. If you're sad, you're really, really sad. Like I don't know how to explain it other than that, but that's probably like, that's probably it. Yeah, especially like the anger thing and like being around such like an aggressive parent, you know, like other people, and like I said, like I get really frustrated with like my animals and stuff, and like I never know what to do and I just get like really upset. Like one time like Beerus, like she climbs on your shoulders and climbs all over you and stuff, and sometimes her claws get really deep stuck like in your skin. It hurts so bad, and one time she did it and like you can't get mad at them, so I just like pulled her off, put her down, and just started bawling my eyes out. Like I was so upset because it hurt so bad and I felt like there was nothing I could do about it, and she's just always gonna be like this and like don't know what to do, and I just felt like, but yeah, like that's pretty much like what I live with. It's just like these such intense emotions, like oh my god. And we're at the end. Last question. Tell us something about yourself that we don't know. I feel like I'm pretty much an open book. There's not like a lot that you wouldn't know about me other than like the stuff that I choose not to discuss, like traumatic like family experiences and stuff, like yeah, like you know you can't really judge a book by its cover. Like you never got to know what people have gone through. It's just like I know that like people that see me have no idea like the amount of things that I've experienced, like these horrible things that I've experienced. Like they'll probably never know, and it's not really something I feel comfortable like talking about, because I feel like and if there's any other like childhood trauma sufferers out there, you'll know what I'm talking about. When you actually open up about what these things that have happened to you, people don't believe you because it's just so unbelievable. Like these things, like no way could this horrible, violent, horrific thing has happened to you. Like no, they just don't get it, and they're like, oh well, you know, at least you don't have to deal with that now, or like just I don't know, the things people say, like you know that they mean well, but they don't get it. If they haven't been in it, they don't get it, which is why I always recommend going to like an actual trauma therapy, because different therapists do different things, different psychiatrists and psychologists do different things. So if they are specializing in like childhood trauma, that's what's going to help you the most. That's what helped me, with seeing somebody that actually really understands that stuff and how to get through to you and how to help you work through things. And when stuff like that happens to you at such a young age, it does follow you for the rest of your life, whether you want it to or not. It's like my mum always says things to me like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna let that go and I don't want to think about it anymore, and I'm done with that, and that's the end of the slate. And I'm very much the same. I do that as well, but at the same time you always know that will stick with you forever. You don't really have a lot of control over it. It just happens. But sometimes you just don't have control over your defense mechanisms, I guess. But I guess that's like the one thing that people don't really know about me. Everything else, like I'm happy to talk about. I'm pretty open with my interests and things that I like doing and like my talents and stuff. I don't really think there's anything like out of the ordinary or things that I don't talk about, like other than that. Like that's me. This is me. Yeah, hope you enjoyed getting to know me, but that brings us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed my content today, be sure to fire up that like button and leave a lovely comment below and subscribe to be part of the Flora Flight. Till next we meet. Bye!